Hello, my dear students! It's been months since I last uploaded my latest video, and even though I want to have some chit-chats here with you, let us do that in another video and focus on our topic for today. And let us go to our intro. If you're new in this channel, I share educational content for senior high school students, particularly video guides for the self-learning modules. Bigyan niyo po ng suporta ang channel na to sa pamamagitan ng pagla-like, pag-comment, pag-share at pag-subscribe sa aking mga videos. Daghang salamat! Classes are already starting, and for this semester, I am handling subjects English for academic and professional purposes. And based on our module, our first topic will be the 5 classifications of academic structures, the IMRAD model, and how to read academic text properly. So let us begin with our slides. So for today's topic, we will be tackling about the structures of academic texts. I will also give you the 5 classification of academic structures, which includes description, cause and effect, comparison or contrast, order or sequence, and problem solution. This will help you in planning what kind of academic text you are writing. And if you are given a topic, you will be able to plan or know what kind or what classification you wanted to write. Writing a specific text is like constructing a building that needs a specific layout for its specific function. In order to save time and effort, engineers, architects plan ahead to prevent costly damages and changes. Similarly, not being aware of the right way of structuring ideas when writing may produce several comprehension barriers on the part of the reader. We have 5 classifications of text structures. We have description, cause and effect, comparison or contrast, order, sequence, and problem solution. So let us discuss this one by one. Our first classification is description or descriptive. In this classification, you are giving a detailed description of the topic to give the reader a mental picture. For example, the majestic view of Tinago Falls. In the descriptive classification, the only thing that you need to do is to describe your topic. You need to be formal in your writing and write your text as if you are visualizing it to your reader. So if you have the topic, the majestic view of Tinago Falls, you would want to describe first where it is located, how would you get there, and justify why Tinago Falls is having this majestic view. Next, we have cause and effect. For the cause and effect, it presents the causal relationship, so it should have a relationship between a specific event, idea or concepts, and the events, ideas, or concepts that will follow. We also have, so another example is the effects of online learning to preschool students. So you would want to present the relationship between online learning and how it affected the learning of preschool students. Next, we have comparison or contrast. So in here, you need to give the similarities and differences between 2 or more people, events, ideas, and concepts. Since it is comparing and contrasting, you need to have 2 or more objects in order to compare them, diba? So, because you cannot compare something if you don't have something to compare it with. For example, we have the differences or the difference between traditional and online learning. So in here, you want to examine how traditional learning is different from online learning. Next, we have order or sequence. It gives the reader a chronological order of events that took place in the procedure. So having the word order, you need to give or describe or to narrate or to discuss the order of an event from the start to finish. We have an example topic, which is the formation of butterflies. This is an order, or this uses a order or sequence classification, since you will describe the life cycle of the butterfly from eggs to caterpillar to pupa and until it becomes a butterfly. Next is the problem and solution. This is setting up a problem, formulating solutions, and discusses the output of the solution made. In this classification, this is very popular in making abstracts of your research paper. So you need to give the problem first, and you would want to give or formulate the solution. You would want to inform the readers what are the solutions that you are planning to do, and discuss how you've done it, and discuss the output of your solution made. So this could be used in the abstract of your research paper. So a simple example is garlic as an alternative treatment for sore throat. So you have your problem, which is the sore throat, and you have your solution, which is using garlic as an alternative treatment. So basically, you need to analyze the given topic and evaluate what structure would fit it the most. So let's try this activity. I will give you a picture, and you need to give me what are the ideas that the picture shows, and what kind of classification would it fit in. So here we have the first picture. As you can see, we have teachers, parents, and students that are engaged in different learning modalities. So we can have the idea, students engaging in blended learning modality. If you have this topic, the classification could be description or descriptive. Why? Because if you have students engaging in blended learning modality, you would want to describe what blended learning modality is and how are students engaging in it. You cannot say it is the cause and effect, since the picture does not show the cause and effect yet. And you cannot say it is an order, since you cannot really see an order on the picture. So the basic idea that we can have is students engaging in blended learning modality. Next, we have a picture of the COVID-19 vaccine. So the ideas this photo show is the COVID-19 vaccine against coronavirus. And classification is, we can be description or descriptive, and problem solution. So those are the different classifications of the academic text structure. Next, in relation with the problem and solution classification, we will now move on to IMRAD model, which stands for Introduction, Method and Materials, Results, and Discussions. So basically, IMRAD model is a guide on how you would write your academic text that involves process, that involves complex methods, and involves discussions after the methods or experimentations that you have done in your study. This is widely used in research papers and research proposals. So for the introduction, you need to provide the problem and its background, meaning you would start to introduce to the readers what your problem is, the background, and what the problem is, and the background of your study. Next, you need to explain your aims or goals in creating the study. Why are you doing this? Why do you want to conduct this kind of study? You could also explain how it could help the field of study you are focusing on. So for example, your study will be about reducing pests in sorry, reducing pests on agricultural lands. So you need to explain how it could help the field of study you're focusing on. So you can say that it will be a cost-efficient alternative for farmers in producing crops and harvests. Diba? So next, for the introduction, you could also include the research questions that you need to answer in order to attain your aims. So this is a very important part of the introduction. Since after you identify what are your aims, what are your goals, you need to know, or you need to formulate your research questions. These research questions are the questions you would ask and will be the basis in order to get the answers and to get the aims or the goals that you want to have in your, or you want to attain in your study. You can also check out my video about writing chapter 1 of your research paper. This includes a more detailed discussion on writing your chapter 1 or the introduction. Next, we have the methods and materials. So in here, you need to show how the research is conducted and what is done to fulfill your aim or answer your research questions. So after introducing your topic, after knowing your research question, your aims, you need to act on it. You need to describe or narrate how, or discuss what are the methods that you have done in order to answer your research questions. For example, the researchers conducted an interview on this population in order to know the blah 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 blah. Diba? So in this part of your IMRAD model, in order to know what are the methods and the materials that you will be going to use, you need to conduct a lot of research, a lot of reviewing of related literatures in order to be efficient in completing your study. So if you have done discussing the methods that you have done in your research, you need to discuss the results. This includes the data analysis and interpretation, and discussing the answers to the research questions, and evaluate how the problem is solved. You will also evaluate if your aim was reached. So after your methods, you have already gained your answers. Now you will discuss the results that you have obtained. So that would be all for the IMRAD model. If you have questions on how, or if you have questions or clarification about this topic, you can comment down on the comment box below. Thank you for listening, and see you on our next video.